What's up everybody, Andy aka Death by Foxy here, and today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Gears 5 Horde Mode. Horde Mode is a 5-player co-op experience that pits you against stronger and stronger waves of enemies. When you first load in, you'll be tasked with relocating the Fabricator, which creates weapons and fortifications to help you through the fight. Move this to a well-fortified location as it'll act as your main base of operations. Once placed, the first round will start. To use the Fabricator, you need energy, which is acquired from killing enemies. Pick up the energy they drop and use it to buy weapons, fortifications, and upgrades. Note, while weapons and fortifications can be purchased from the Fabricator at any time, personal upgrades can only be bought between rounds. Each round will get harder and harder, spawning in more and stronger enemies each time. Use the time between rounds to upgrade yourself and repair fortifications, but don't forget to hit the skip round button once you're ready. If enough people vote to skip, you will get a bonus, even if you skip with only 1 second left. Every 10th wave a boss will spawn, with the final wave being wave 50. These bosses include some of the strongest enemies in the game, so be careful. After each boss wave, a power tap will spawn somewhere on the map. Once your team has captured it, it will start to automatically produce energy for you. Simply interact with it to collect the energy, and make sure you do so often, as they do have a cap. Enemies will attack the power taps, so make sure to protect and repair it whenever possible. Now that we have a basic understanding of Horde Mode, let's break down the characters you can play. For this video, we'll only be going over the 6 original Horde Mode characters. First up on the list, we have Kate. Her kit rewards her for fighting up close and personal. Her starting weapons are the Retro Lancer, Talon, and Gnasher. With the Retro Lancer's bayonet and a great shotgun as a backup, Kate excels at being in the middle of any fight. Her passive supports this playstyle by rewarding a 25% power bonus from any nearby kill. Along with that, she has the Camouflage ultimate. This allows her to quickly escape any dicey situation and pull off a few executions on the surrounding enemies. When playing Kate, use the bayonet on the Retro Lancer to score some easy kills and get in the thick of the fight. Then, with her SMG and shotgun, you can easily take out hordes of enemies while cashing in on the bonus power from her passive. Make sure to use her ult if you find yourself overwhelmed, and snag a few free kills in the process. Kate's personal upgrades include max health, health regen, shotgun damage, and max speed. Focus on max health and shotgun damage to assist in her close range playstyle. In the Fabricator, Kate has access to the following weapons: Repair Tool, Incendiary Grenade, Retro Lancer, Gnasher, Talon, and Overkill. Pick up an Overkill either as a replacement to the Gnasher or as a second shotgun if you want to fully embrace the shoddy playstyle. Kate does not have access to any fortifications, but she makes up for this by being one of the best damage-based characters on the list. Second on our list, we have JD, who I would consider your explosives expert. Starting off with the Grenade Launcher Lancer, Snub Pistol, and Gnasher, JD is the only character with access to the grenade launching variant of the Lancer, which is an extremely powerful tool in Horde Mode. This gun can hold up to 3 grenade salvos that launch out at enemies dealing massive damage. This, paired with the ultimate Artillery Strike, allow him to output massive damage when needed. Pairing the two against the incoming boss will help shred its health very quickly. Quick side note, his ult can be a little tricky to figure out the first time. Simply mark your target before activating the ability. His passive ability grants him an ammo pickup on every 6th headshot kill. These ammo packs will drop where the enemy was, so you may have to go hunt for them. His personal upgrades include ult cooldown, ammo regen, assault rifle damage, and critical damage. Start off by focusing on the ammo regen and assault rifle damage, as they will benefit his playstyle most directly. From the Fabricator, JD can make the Repair Tool, Frag Grenade, Gnasher, Snub, Lancer Grenade Launcher, and Boom Shot. Make use of the Boom Shot and Frag Grenades to truly embrace the explosive playstyle. JD also has access to the Barrier and Machine Gun Turret. Fortifications which can help him hold an area, as he is best used at medium to long range. Next up, we have Foz, the marksman of the group. Starting off with the Markaza, Boltok, and Longshot gives him one of the strongest starting kits of the 6. He is meant to be played as a long-range defender, and excels at scoring critical hits with his precision weapon. He has the same passive as JD, granting him a small ammo drop on every 6 headshot kill. While he is more likely to get a higher quantity of these ammo drops due to his precision kit, he has a harder time collecting them due to his range. Try to either leave these for teammates, calling them out when you get one, or scavenge them between rounds. His X-Ray ultimate allows him to temporarily see and shoot through anything. This allows him to quickly take out multiple enemies anywhere on the map with a few well-placed headshots. His personal upgrades include ammo capacity, precision weapon damage, critical damage, and feedback boost. Focus on ammo capacity and critical damage to complement his ranger playstyle. From the Fabricator, Foz can create the Repair Tool, Frag Grenade, Boltok, Markaza, M-Bar, and Longshot. The choice between M-Bar and Longshot is down to personal preference. He can also create barriers and storage lockers, allowing him to bunker down near the Fabricator with a selection of weapons. For the last of our damage-based characters, we have none other than Marcus. Marcus is your classic Gears playstyle, sporting the Lancer, Snub Pistol, and Nasher. His passive recharges his ultimate ability as he takes damage, so he wants to be in the fight as much as possible, whether from range or in close combat. His shotgun and chainsaw attachment allow you to excel at close range, while the Lancer and Snub Pistol have decent range capabilities. His auto-fire ultimate allows you to fire guaranteed headshots from cover, wiping out a group of enemies very quickly. Any allies in the same cover as you also benefit from this effect, so make sure to call out when you go to use it. Specifically, using this with either Foz or JD will help take advantage of their passives. His personal upgrades are ammo regen, assault rifle damage, feedback boost, and max health. Ammo regen should be your first priority, while the others come down to your gameplay preference. Marcus can construct the Repair Tool, Frag Grenade, Retro Lancer, Nasher, and Snub Pistol. Having the choice between the normal Lancer and the Retro Lancer gives you flexibility as they have different firing styles and executions. Try them both out and pick based on preference. Or, if you are going for a more ranged playstyle, pick up both in place of the shotgun. You can also build the Barrier and Decoy, though these don't do much for his playstyle. Del comes in as the engineer of the group, being a specialist in fortifications. He starts out with the Enforcer, Repair Tool, and Overkill, being the only person to start with the Repair Tool. This is especially handy as it is the most expensive item to craft. His Enforcer and Overkill allow him to effectively protect the base and fortifications at a close range. His passive allows him to move fortifications much quicker and gives him a discount on construction costs. Because of this, it's a good idea to let the Del of your squad create all fortifications. He is also the only character that can upgrade fortifications, increasing their effectiveness. We will cover fortifications and upgrades later in the video. His ultimate, DB Trackers, is another great tool at clearing out the main base. He spawns in a few of these DB Trackers that seek out enemies and explode for massive damage. Use this when your fortifications are under attack. Del has no personal upgrades of his own, but in return has access to all 6 fortifications: Barrier, Decoy, Machine Gun Sentry, Shock Sentry, Weapon Locker, and Forge. He can also only create weapons from his original kit, along with the Shock Grenade. Del is a must-have on any team due to his ability to upgrade fortifications. Last but not least, we have Jack. As the robot companion, Jack plays completely differently than any of the other characters. He comes armed with a shock cannon that electrocutes enemies for small amounts of damage. While the damage may not be very high, the weapon also briefly stuns most enemies, allowing other players to pick them off easily. The shock cannon does work off an overheat system, so make sure to hold the reload button to cool off faster between shocks. His secondary fire is a repair tool that can also heal allies. This is extremely useful in keeping your allies and fortifications alive during tough fights. His passive grants him a reduction on his ultimate cooldown if enemies die with his mark. Since he is mobile, you should be constantly marking enemies anyway to help your team. His ultimate ability, Hijack, is particularly helpful, as it allows you to temporarily take over enemies. While you can't take over bosses, you can take over any Scions, who usually have one of several heavy weapons. Not only does this let you output high amounts of damage, but it also temporarily takes out one of the strongest enemies on the map, making life easier for everyone. Jack's personal upgrades include max health, health regen, repair cost, and speed. Focus on speed to allow yourself to get around the map faster, healing, or picking up allies in trouble. Also, focus on the repair cost reduction. This is one of Jack's greatest strengths, as no one else has access to it. By letting your Del create fortifications at a discount, and Jack repair at a discount, your team will get much more value for your energy. A few side notes. Jack can also pick up weapons and bring them to allies, weapon lockers, or the forge. He is also great at clearing out small enemies such as leeches, DP drones, and juvies that can be a nuisance and waste of ammo for other characters. Now that we've gone over all 6 of the starting characters, let's break down the fortifications. First off, we have barriers. These are used to block off entrances to areas and deal damage to incoming enemies. Barriers cost 2,000 energy to create at level 1 and deal small amounts of damage and have a limited health pool. Barriers can be upgraded to level 2 for 2,000 energy and level 3 for 3,000 energy. At max level, they have much more health and deal high damage to passing enemies. Being the cheapest fortification, you should put these up at each entrance around your fabricator. Next up, we have the weapons locker. This is used to house guns and reload them while not in use. Upgrading this will increase the number of guns you can hold up to 4. The weapon locker costs 5,000 energy to create, and another 5,000 per level up to level 4. These are great for storing heavy weapons such as cryo cannons and tri-shots for use against harder enemies. Creating multiple of these will allow you to constantly swap between heavy weapons in late rounds. The first of our 2 turrets on the list is the machine gun turret. This costs 5,000 energy to create and shoots enemies in a short but wide cone. Upgrading the turret will increase its health, ammo capacity, damage, and fire rate. It can be upgraded to level 4, costing 5,000 for level 2, 7,000 for level 3, and 8,000 for level 4, totaling in 25,000 power. They will also need to be restocked with ammo using the repair tool, which also costs energy. While this can be expensive, it is well worth it, as these turrets can be the backbone of your defense. The second turret available to you is the shock turret. This turret shoots out shock blasts in a longer but narrower cone, dealing decent damage and causing enemies to stagger. The shock turret is slightly cheaper at 4,000 energy, and its upgrade cost being 4,000, 6,000, and 7,000 for level 2 through 4. At max level, damage, fire rate, and health are all improved. I would recommend focusing on machine gun turrets, though in later rounds these can be a nice complement to them. Next up, we have the decoy, which is used to draw enemy fire. The decoy costs 3,000 energy to create and 3,000 per level up to level 4. Leveling the decoy up will increase its max health, allowing it to draw more enemy fire. Make sure to check on them frequently, as by their nature, they will need repairs. Lastly, we have the Forge, which is the most expensive and controversial fortification. The Forge comes in at a whopping 10,000 energy and another 10,000 to upgrade. The Forge allows you to deposit unused weapons in exchange for energy. With the level 1 giving you 30 per, and the level 2 giving you 100 per, the problem is how many weapons you have to sacrifice to it just to break even. Jack can be very useful at picking up weapons for the Forge, but even then, he can only move so fast. I recommend staying away from this one so you've had time to play around with it. A quick note when dealing with fortifications. A destroyed fortification will leave a yellow outline, allowing you to repair them for a cheaper cost than buying a new one. But if you leave the destroyed fortification between rounds, it will cause it to disappear for good. Also, focus on gates, machine gun turrets, and weapon storage in the early game. Decoys and shock turrets can be helpful once you're fully set up. And with those last few tips out of the way, that's everything you need to know to get started in Gears 5 Horde Mode. If you'd like to see more content like this for Gears or any other game, comment down below with your suggestions. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click the bell to be notified of any new videos. Check out my Twitch channel in the description if you want to see me play games like Gears 5 and more, and don't forget to follow my Twitter for updates. Lastly, if you'd like to interact with me and the community, there's a link to my Discord server in the description. And as always, I appreciate you watching.